Hi, my name is Ginger. Thank you so much for joining me for today's embodied flow. Go ahead and make your way to a comfortable seated position, maybe finding a block to sit up on, to raise the hips, and then beginning to soften the gaze, maybe close the eyes, inviting length to the spine, and placing the hands on the thighs, palms down for grounding, palms up for receiving. And just begin to notice how you feel. Notice any tension, any tightness in the body. And rather than judging these things as wrong or bad, maybe you might consider them as communicators. What are they trying to tell you? Rooting through the sit bones, lifting through the crown of the head, beginning to notice the natural breathing here. And then maybe you begin to deepen the breath, elongating your inhales and your exhales. Notice how the rib cage opens up with each breath in, allowing the lungs to expand. And then they soften as you breathe out. Bring your awareness to the shoulders, noticing this gentle rise and fall. And then bring your awareness to the third eye, the space just between the eyebrows, your intuition. And just notice. And gradually beginning to flutter the eyes open. We'll take it into a tabletop position. So bringing the hands below the shoulders, knees below the hips. And from here, really pressing through all 10 fingertips, lifting in the upper back. Maybe the shoulder blades slightly pull apart. Internally rotating the arms so the elbow creases point towards the front of the mat. Finding a soft bend here in the elbows just to avoid locking out. And then pressing through the tops of the feet. Maybe you curl the toes under if that feels better to you. And then I invite you to close your eyes. Notice this long line that you're creating from the tailbone all the way up through the crown of the head, knitting the low ribs in. And continue to press the earth away. And then from here, taking a few cat-cows. So as you inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the belly, and tracing a vertical line with the nose up for cow. As you exhale, trace the vertical line back down, round in the back, pull the belly button towards the spine for cat. Inhale, lifting the chest, find cow. And exhale, rounding in for cat. And again here, maybe closing the eyes, allowing your breath to guide this movement, really just tapping into the sensations in the spine, in the neck. Continue pressing through the hands, pressing through the tops of the feet. And allowing the waves of each breath to root you into this present moment. On your next exhale, coming into cat, go ahead and bring the toes to touch, knees as wide as you'd like, sending the hips down towards the heels. Maybe you bring a block underneath the sit bones, walking the hands out forward, melting the chest and the forehead down towards the ground. Maybe a block Noticing all the points that the earth reaches up to support you. And then notice all the points where the ground isn't supporting you. In the back body, the back of the head. And sending your breath to the back of the heart space, just between the shoulder blades. On your next inhale, rolling up the length of the spine, halfway lift, gazing towards the hands, keeping the hips sinking back down. Exhale, rounding the forehead down to your child's pose. Same thing here. Inhale, articulate through the spine, gaze forward, half lift. Exhale to bow. One more time. Inhale lifts you halfway, gaze forward. And exhale to lower. And with your next breath in, slowly begin to walk the hands towards the body, coming into a hero's pose. So this is a great place to bring a block, or even 2, even 3, underneath the hips to lift the ground up. But from our hero's pose, again, closing the eyes if you'd like. And then reaching your right arm across to the left hand, beginning to massage the left palm gently, rubbing the pad of the thumb up towards the fingertips, and just notice the temperature, notice the texture of your skin, and think about all the things that your hands do for you in a day. Maybe sending some gratitude to the left hand. And allowing this gentle, loving massage to make its way up the forearm, and then the upper arm, all the way to the shoulder. And take your time. And again, noticing any tension. Maybe you have a few knots in the back and the shoulder that you might send some extra love to. Working your way up to the neck. And then moving back down the arm. Maybe giving the hand one last squeeze. And then we'll switch it over, bringing your left hand to the right palm and massaging on this side. Notice if you feel any differences from one hand to the other. And then again, noticing the temperature, noticing the texture, the sensations in the skin as you give yourself this loving little squeeze. Working your way down the wrist, up the forearm and the upper arm, all the way to the shoulder. And sending some extra love to those points of tension on this side. Giving the neck a few squeezes. And then making your way back down the arm. Continue sitting up nice and tall here, connecting with your breath. And giving the hand one final squeeze. And then removing the block if you sat up on one. Send the heels over to the side, rocking onto the sit bones, and making your way to lay on the back. Hugging the knees in close. Give yourself a big hug. Maybe you place one hand on each knee. As you inhale, straightening the arms, guiding the legs away. Exhale, bend the elbows, hugging the knees in closer. Maybe close your eyes again here. Inhale, guiding the legs away. Allow the belly to expand. And exhale, hug the knees in close as the tummy contracts. And go ahead and take 3 more of these with your own breath. Moving gently, moving mindfully. And then when you're ready, we'll take a happy baby. So bringing the soles of the feet to face towards the ceiling, using your hands to grab at maybe the shins, maybe the outsides of the feet, maybe the insides of the feet, maybe taking your 2 peace fingers to wrap around the big toes. Find what feels good to you in this happy baby. And then trying to keep your tailbone, the hips rooted through the earth, keeping the shoulder blades down against the earth, guiding the knees out towards the sides. And breathe. Notice the sensation in the hips, maybe the back of the thighs. And then allow your baby to play. You might rock from side to side, bend one knee, straighten the other, inviting any movements here that your body is craving. And again, maybe bringing your awareness to that third eye space, listening to what the body needs, what the mind needs. And taking any final movements, any final postures that feel good to you. Whenever you're ready, we'll extend the legs out long, bringing the arms to the sides, palms facing up, and finding our Shavasana, this final resting pose. Sending your breath to any points of tension, creating more space in those areas just to soften. And surrendering to gravity. Bring your awareness to that third eye space again here. And just be. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. Releasing any negative thoughts, any worries, concerns, and just tapping into the right now. And I invite you to stay here for as long as your schedule allows, as long as you need. But whenever you're ready to continue on with your day, making your way to lay on your most comfortable side, moving slow, no rush. And then using the hands to press yourself up from the ground, allowing your head to come up last. Thank you so much for joining me and sharing your practice with me today. The light, the love, the teacher in me sees and appreciates that in each of you. Namaste.